The BBC have tried their hardest to make Rachel Reeves look relatable. I mean, this interview is so forced and is a disaster as no one is buying it. In today's video, we will watch and react to this, all whilst going over all of the latest news from across the country. But first, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel and join our fast-growing community. Just a quick one to say we do have new One Keer t-shirts available on our website. Go to britishstand.com or check the link in the description. This week, Rachel Reeves went on a BBC podcast to talk about how prudent she is with cash. She takes a lunchbox to work. Yeah, all that BS, to make her sound relatable to you and me. However, it is literally impossible to make this robot any more human. Have a watch of this disaster.
You said last time you were on Political Thinking that your mum kept every receipt because she wanted to check that every single penny added up.
It wasn't just because she wanted to check, she needed to check. We didn't have loads of money, we weren't poor. My mum was a primary school teacher, as I said. My parents split up when I was at primary school, so we didn't have loads of money. And so she needed to make sure that everything that she was spending, she could afford. And I remember that very vividly, her sitting at the kitchen table with the receipts, and she kept them all, and her bank statements, and ticked them off to make sure she knew she wasn't overspending compared with the income that she had coming in.
I'm told that you used to, I don't know if you still do as Chancellor, but as Shadow Chancellor, you bring your lunch in a Tupperware. If there were leftover pastries from a meeting, you'd save the pastries because you didn't want waste. Is that the person that the Iron Chancellor Rachel Reeves has become?
I still do that.
You still bring your lunch in a Tupperware?
Not every day, but whenever I can, I do that.
Do you make it, or do you get one of the family to make it?
I make it. A couple of days ago, we had a breakfast, and there were some leftover pastries. So I'm not sure if the health secretary would approve of this, but I had a pastry for breakfast and a pastry for lunch. So I think that's good value for money. It might not be very good for my waistline.
It makes the numbers add up.
It's such BS. Why didn't Nick Robinson raise the fact she was one of a handful of MPs to have their credit card suspended because of £4,000 of unauthorised spending? This is how people reacted to this. This user said, "Quite the task, isn't it? How do you make someone look human when they've done nothing humane and couldn't care less about the country and the people they're meant to work for?" Ryan said, "Who pays a licence fee to these propaganda state-sanctioned brainwashing broadcasters? Defund the BBC permanently." This user said, trying to make Rachel Reeves look human. The only thing being exposed is how out of touch she is with the struggles of ordinary people. Maybe her mum should have her job instead, because clearly Rachel can't handle the responsibilities of tackling the real issues. We don't need more PR stunts like this, or Starmer's £10 million allusion to the grooming scandal. What we need is leadership that actually delivers real change, not empty promises. The BBC should be focused on the real issues, not this kind of distraction. This user said, "Sickening to watch," Alex said. "Rachel Robot Reeves will never look human because quite frankly she isn't. She doesn't care at all about the people suffering from her dreadful decisions." This user said, "I'm embarrassed for her. They think we're almost completely dumb and blind to what they are trying to achieve." What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments. In other news, the state pension triple lock is not sustainable in its current form and lacks intergenerational fairness, a leading retirement analyst has warned. Stephen Cameron, the director of pensions at Egan, said speculation over reforming the state pension would be very concerning to pensioners. The triple lock ensures the state pension rises annually by whichever is highest of average earnings, inflation, or 2.5%. If the triple lock is left as is, over time, state pensioners will get higher increases than average wage growth. That lacks intergenerational fairness, and it's not sustainable, Cameron said. His comments come as debate intensifies over the future of the policy, with both major parties facing scrutiny over their long-term commitment to the measure. Cameron outlined a potential alternative to the current system, suggesting the introduction of smoothing to the triple lock formula. Under his proposal, pensioners would receive an inflation increase as a minimum, with additional uplifts if wage growth over the previous 3 years averaged higher than inflation. This avoids widely fluctuating outcomes at times when both inflation and earnings growth are unpredictable. Smoothing things out but ensuring pensioners still share in sustained increases in the nation's wealth, he explained. The pensions expert also suggested reviewing the 2.5% minimum guarantee, noting the broader focus on reducing inflation to 2%. He argued that such reforms would make the system more sustainable and predictable, reducing any justification for means testing. Conservative leader Kemi Badenoch has sparked controversy by suggesting her party would examine means testing for the triple lock. Speaking on LBC, Badenoch said examining redistribution of funds from those who do not need it was the sort of thing her party would explore. She emphasized the need to focus on economic growth, stating, "We've started living off our inheritance. We're living off the work that previous generations did. We've got to give something to the next generation. What are we leaving them with? That's what we've got to sort out," Badenoch added. However, when specifically asked about revisiting the triple lock, Badenoch replied, "No," with her party later accusing critics of spreading fake news. The Conservative leader has previously advocated for means testing of winter fuel payments for wealthy pensioners. Labour seized on Badenoch's comments, claiming the Conservatives had let the mask slip and would leave pensioners worse off. A Labour spokeswoman said, "Badenoch has put pensioners on notice. She's going to cut your state pension." The opposition highlighted their commitment to a £470 cash boost for pensioners in April, accusing the Conservatives of failing to listen or learn. However, Chancellor Rachel Reeves has come under fire for means testing up to £300 in energy bill support for pensioners, provided by the winter fuel payment. Liberal Democrat Treasury spokeswoman Daisy Cooper joined the criticism, saying, "Bungling Badenoch has finally come up with her first new policy, slashing the state pension." Cooper called on the Conservatives to urgently clarify what she meant and how many pensioners would lose out. Labour has refused to rule out means testing the triple lock, despite criticising Badenoch's comments. While Keir Starmer's spokesman insisted the Prime Minister is committed to the triple lock, they would not guarantee its continuation in its present form throughout the current Parliament. The spokesman emphasised Labour's commitment to the principle of people receiving a state pension based on the contribution they have made over their lifetime, regardless of wealth. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. I want to quickly say thank you for all the recent support on the channel. We are growing really fast and are now getting closer to our goal of 200,000 subscribers. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.